subscribe to NBA Boys, and bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 13th episode of NBA Boys. Before we start this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video, because they're going to be fire! And Daddy, take it away!
Welcome to episode 13! I can't believe we're into our 13th episode already. It's been amazing. And if you didn't notice, we have Benny, of course, our main host, but we're missing Danny again. And once again, we are just getting through some tough negotiations with him, and I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. So stay tuned for if Danny does resurface again. So Benny, today we are going to talk about
a key theme we've seen throughout 2 weeks of the NBA season, which is blowouts, and then of course we'll obviously discuss the Sixers and one other team, which will be the Suns.
All right, so of course we discussed the Sixers, and the other team we're picking to discuss is the Phoenix Suns. Okay, interesting. And Benny, let's talk about the key theme that, like you mentioned up front, through almost 2 weeks of the season that we are noticing in this 2020-21 season, and that is blowouts. Why don't we recap for our fans out there some of the games that have just been utterly not even competitive at all. So why don't you run down what you have for us?
The Dallas Mavericks beat the Los Angeles Clippers by 51 points.
51, guys. The Mavericks were up 50 points at halftime on the Clippers, 77-27. I don't think I've ever seen that in an NBA game. So, no words for that. No words. I know Kawhi wasn't playing, but unreal. So I'd never seen that before. Yeah. What else?
The Los Angeles Clippers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by 23 points and the Blazers by 23 points.
Yep. Huge blowouts. Not even close.
And then we have our Sixers, who beat the Magic by 24 points.
Last night that was, and I think at halftime we were up 35. So, once again, a game that was not even competitive.
We kind of almost gave it away in the third quarter.
Yep.
We could not make a basket.
Nope.
Then we have the Nets, who beat the Warriors by 26 points.
Ooh.
I think that was opening night.
Opening night, yeah.
Then we have the Bucks beating the Heat by 47 and the Warriors by 39.
Ooh.
And then not last but not least, but then we have the Suns beat the Pelicans by 25. And then last but not least, the Lakers beat the Timberwolves by 36 and the Mavs by 23.
So we just reeled off 10 games. We could have reeled off probably 10 more almost. Yeah. But not even through 2 weeks of the season, we have massive blowouts, games not even being competitive. And, Benny, what do you think about that? Just complete blowouts by these teams. Some teams not coming to play at all some nights.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that?
No. It's just all the teams were not playing good.
Yeah. So, I think it's in part, no preseason or condensed preseason. But I think it's something to keep an eye on, because I think what I saw a stat the other day, the difference in points per game and the winning team this year is the greatest since over 10 years. So we got to see how the games get more competitive as we move along the season. So let's move it along. That was our key theme we've noticed through the first 2 weeks of the season. Now we're going to talk about the
Sixers. Yay!
Let's go. So the Sixers, Benny.
They're 4-1 They're 4-1. They're number one in the Eastern Conference.
Yep, number one and tied for first in the Eastern Conference. 4-1, best record tied in the league, actually.
Yep.
And let's see. Here's the games. Who have we? What's been our recap of the game so far, Benny?
The Sixers' first game was against the Wizards, and the Sixers won 113-107.
Okay, and then.
Then it was the Sixers versus the Knicks. They won 109-89.
Crushed the Knicks on the road.
Yep. Then it was against the Cavaliers.
On the road or home?
On the road, and they won 118-94.
So our one loss. But who didn't play for us that game?
Embiid. That's why we lost, because we're horrible without Embiid.
Oh, God. We're like a JV team without Embiid. But he was back for the next game, right?
Yeah. Then we have the Raptors Sixers. They won.
Who was home?
Oh, the Sixers were home.
Yeah, let your fans know.
They won 100.
Who's they? The Sixers won.
The Sixers won. There we go. 100-93.
And then just last night,
the Sixers versus the Magic. The Magic were home, and the Sixers crushed them 116-92.
All right, so we've got one loss, 4 wins on the season.
Yep.
I would say overall, my thoughts, Embiid's been a monster. He's been great.
Yeah. On the Cavaliers game, without him, we were trash.
Exactly. Tobias Harris has been good, right?
Yes, he has.
Who else would you say has been pretty good for us?
Well, Embiid, he's like
Besides Embiid and Harris.
Dwight Howard's actually been pretty
Howard,
good.
that's a good one.
He's been pretty good at rebounding the ball.
Oh yeah, he's been a great addition. Love Seth Curry.
Yep. Danny Green needs to understand how to shoot the ball.
Yeah, we're talking about who we like so far, and I think Seth Curry and Sniper Shake. Shake Milton's been great as well. But yeah, let's talk about who needs to work on their game.
Danny Green.
He's been a little bit of
shoot the ball.
Can't make a three. And Simmons.
He made on his first attempt last game against the Magic. His first three he attempted, he made it.
Swished it.
And then he didn't take any more shots.
Yeah, and I can hear the frustration in your voice. Unbelievable that he could not take any more shots from 3-point land. And I think Simmons, the word I'd use sum up so far his season has been frustrating watching him play because he's either driving to the lane, then he's stuck, and then kicks it out to a turnover.
Yep.
Or he's not shooting an outside shot. No one can question his passing, his dribbling, his defense, and all that. But we want to see more.
He makes bad decisions.
Yeah, he makes bad decisions. Overall, what do you give the Sixers a grade through 5 games of the season, though? 4-1 record. What's the grade?
I'll give him an A. I'll give him an A minus.
A minus. All right, I'll stick with you on that. Definitely could see some continue to see them play better. But the last game, that was a great game last night.
Yeah, we just.
So, who do we have coming up? Let's go over. We've played 5 games. Talk about the next 5 games the Sixers have, and if we're home or away in those games, Benny.
We have the Sixers versus the Hornets. That is tomorrow. The Sixers are home, and it's at 7 p.m.
All right.
Then it's the Sixers Hornets again. It's back-to-back game.
Yep. And we're home.
Yep, and it's at 7 p.m. again. Then it's the Wizards Sixers, the Sixers opening night game, and the Sixers are home. And it's 7 p.m. But the good thing about it is that the Wizards are 0-5.
Great call out. The Wizards are straight garbage. They got Russell Westbrook. Good job, Russ. You can do a triple-double every game, but your team never wins.
You airball threes.
Yeah. And then we have, who after that?
The Sixers versus the Nets. The Nets are home.
Nets are home.
And it's at 7:30 p.m.
On?
TNT.
And then the 5th game, rounding out that next 5, is the Sixers home to the
Nuggets. And that's at 3 p.m. So, and
on NBA TV.
Yep.
So you look at those 5 games we have coming up there. I mean, Hornets back home and home. We get them both 2 games in a row at home. Those should both be wins. Wizards at home should be another win. We should be 7-1 going into the big showdown on TNT this upcoming Thursday night.
Yep.
At Brooklyn. That should be a great game.
Yep.
There's no reason why we should not be 7-1 going into that game.
Also, Nuggets Sixers, NBA TV.
Right after the Nets game. So I think the Sixers, through the first 10 games of the season, could be sitting at 8-2, 7-3. So let's see how it continues on. But so far, not so bad for the Sixers.
Yeah. We just need Embiid to play.
We just need,
We're trash without him.
If Embiid's playing, we're looking pretty good. So
yeah.
Let's now cover off the other team that we said we were going to discuss outside the Sixers, and that is the Phoenix Suns, right, Benny? Those are our preseason games. So let's talk about their regular season games. Their record is what? Also 4-1.
Yep.
Just like
also
the Sixers.
4-1.
So they're tied for the best record in the league. And who have they played so far?
They've played the Mavericks, the Kings again, the Pelicans, and the Jazz.
And their only loss in those games has come to the
Kings.
So they've lost to the Kings 1 time.
One of the Kings games.
Yeah,
they
one
played
of the Kings
twice.
They played them twice. But they've taken care of the Jazz. They've taken care of the
Pelicans. They've taken care of the Mavs.
Yeah, so
they've taken care of the Kings 1 time.
I think the Suns have been looking pretty impressive.
They have.
Led by
Devin Booker. Of course, he's averaging 20.2 points a game.
Yeah, he's a monster. Followed by, who's their next leading scorer, actually?
Their next Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges, who we drafted. Averaging how many?
15.6 points per game.
He's hitting those threes.
Where's CP3? What is he doing?
We'll see him when we, I think, get to the assists. So rebounds, no surprise, it's
DeAndre at 11.2 per game.
Yep, he's filling it up there. And then assists.
CP3 at 9.2.
So, CP3, one of the best point guards, I think, to do it in the game. A great
Yep.
leader of the team on the floor. And once again, anywhere he goes, like he was in the Thunder last year.
Yeah.
Thunder were good. They were in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were good.
Now he's on the Suns. They're tied for the best record in the league. I know it's only 5 games, but look, the Suns are a team keep an eye out on. And,
The Thunder aren't probably even going to make the playoffs this year. They lost all those good players like Dennis Schroeder.
Thunder, yeah. Thunder are done.
Chris Paul.
Yeah. But I think the Suns, this could be another
Yeah.
it could be another week we're going to be recapping the Suns, but keep an eye out on this team. They are a playoff team for sure.
Yeah.
So I think, Benny, I don't know what else you have to say. I'm good. I think we've given everyone
Me too.
the information they need.
Yeah.
So let's take them out to the theme music here,
Yep.
Benny. If I can find it, it's got a lot going on over here today. I'm still distraught by how Danny is not here with us, and we'll have to talk to him after the episode here, and hopefully you guys get to see him again. But let's go out to the theme music here, and Benny, start telling your fans. Make sure they do what?
Before we leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video.
And maybe comment on who they want us to talk about next week. What team?
Yeah, what team?
We're going to talk about the Sixers, but who else? Tell us who else you want us to talk about.
Maybe you want us to talk about the Hawks.
Ooh.
Or how bad the Raptors have been.
All right.
Salute.